Hello everyone and welcome to the new video showing how hard a level is, and this time I will go through Satanic Clubstep because I buffed this level a lot after I made the video, and I buffed it so much that I think if I buff it even more it won't be enjoyable anymore. At the moment I think it's harder than Sakupen Hell, and probably around the difficulty of top 100. Alright, so let's begin. And the first part is a lot easier than in the original version of Satanic Clubstep. In the first 12% in Satanic Clubstep has gameplay harder than Tartarus. And in this version, the only hard timing in the beginning is the first jump. It's a bit harder than a normal triple spike. And the rest is easy, but I decided to buff this timing by adding a yellow orb, so you can't hold, you just die to the last spike. So you need to wait for the cube to land and then click. Alright, so this ship had a horrible strafe fly that I decided to replace with some silent club gameplay or so. So these three gaps are a bit less than one block, and all these gaps are one block. So this ship is harder than the first cube. Then there is the second cube, which is one of the hardest parts in the level. I buffed a lot of timings in it. Like this one, I added a spike. Then this is a normal triple. This is unnerved. And this is where things really start to get difficult. These two timings are really hard. The second orb timing should be timed very well. And then there's a jump from the slope, which is not too bad, I think. But if you jump too late, you can miss this platform. And I probably should move it to the right to prevent this happening. So this part of the cube is harder than in the original version of Satanic Clubstep. Alright. Yeah, so you need to time the blue orb and the second pink orb. Alright. So this gap is a bit tighter than in the original. And this timing is also harder. You need to click earlier, but not very early, because you can die to the subblade. Like this. I keep on dying there. This timing for some reason is really hard, but from 0 it's not too difficult. Right, so the block maze was extended, and it's hard only because it's extended. Like, from now on, the gameplay is not auto. You still have to jump, and only now it's auto. And we're in the drop, and this is probably the hardest part in the level. I made these structures look the same. Like, something looked differently, but now they don't. Actually, I'm not sure if it's the hardest part. The only significant buff in this part is there. So 3 tight gaps in a row. And this skip is not too difficult. Except for the stamina. And this ship is also harder than in the original Satanic Clubstep because of the size change. Then the beginning of this cube is harder than in Satanic Clubstep because you cannot just hold it. You just die to the last spike. But I nerfed the spam there, so just 4 clicks there, not bad. This ball is probably not too difficult. Like, until the memory part is completely unnerved. And there I placed a few blue jump pads to make it less spammy, but as a compensation I added these blue orbs that don't allow you to hold it. So every click you do in the memory part is a timing. The placement of this orb is more logical and it got easier. You can't hold there as well. The next part is slightly easier than in the original Satanic Clubstep. For some reason I cannot get past it. Alright, there we go. This ship is hard, but it was heavily nerfed. And in the first straight fly, some of the spikes are fake. For example, this smaller spike, I don't die to it, I die to the bigger spike. Alright. So this ship might be difficult from 0, but I'm not sure. And I got 58%. My only far death was at 41%, which is the spam. Right, the UFO. I buffed this UFO by making fixed hitboxes, and it's like the decoration for spikes, and at the same time it's a buff for the UFO. I also replaced one portal with a blue orb to make it less boring. Alright. Come on. Yes. And the end of the UFO is buffed. It has the timings and the span at the end. This cube is probably harder than the original, because the last 4 orbs became a spam. And this ship is also heavily nerfed, and it is still very difficult. And then there's the second drop, and this wave overall is tighter. It's way more consistent than the wave in the original. Not too difficult actually, as long as you get consistent. Then this ship is one of the hardest in the level. It could be harder than in the original if the spikes, if the last demon phase didn't have. Alright, never mind. I'm sorry. So, I mean, there used to be a spike, and it makes the gameplay a lot harder. And if the spike wasn't there, the original ship like would be easier. There you can just hold it. You need to click twice. And the jumps in this cube are nerfed, because they used to be pixel perfect. And this orb, you need to click instantly. This straight fly is also nerfed a lot. And this wall is as hard as the original version, as well as the UFO. And this jump is buffed, because it used to be easy. And then there's the ending. And the last wave is once again way more consistent than in the original version. And I think that's what makes it easier. Like, these tight gaps are not too difficult anymore. They look tight, but you can get consistent, and you get consistent. So there used to be an awful transition to this straight fly, but this time it works pretty well. This cube was nerfed. I changed the placement of some orbs and added some fake orbs that you don't have to hit. Alright, so the last 10% used to be free, but this time around it has gameplay. Right, so I won't say that this timing is difficult. So in the UFO, the spike placement is pretty good, so you don't die to them if you do everything correctly. There you need to spam, and you get to the last ship, which is pretty evil, especially this part. So you always die at the beginning. But this part is easier. And once again, this part is hard. The warp timings there are pretty difficult, and this is as hard as in the original version. This used to be a mini-sized ship, but I decided to buff it. Like, not buff, but revert it to the original version. Difficult. I'm pretty sure I'll die at 96 or 97 because the timings are pretty difficult. Alright, so, but the ending is not too bad. It's really easy. And this is it. This is the entire level. So what can I say? Overall, the gameplay in this level is easier than in Sakupen Hell, but what makes it harder is that the gameplay is consistent in difficulty, and this level is a bit longer than Sakupen Hell. Alright, so this is it. I hope I can verify this level someday. Alright, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.